Time again for Coach's Corner with Jay, featuring the Noles head coach, Jay Sircosta, and our host, Jeff Stevens.
No matter what size you are, maybe it's time to transform your physique. For your convenience, Transforming Physiques is open all day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Thursday, Fridays till 7, and Saturday 9 to 3. Take advantage of free weights and heavy-duty workout equipment. For expert advice, call trainer Jay Abel to schedule one-on-one fitness training. Aerobic classes will be starting in September. Adult, student, and family memberships are available at Transforming Physiques Fitness Center and Tanning Salon. The Woodsfield Clinic, a division of Wheeling Hospital, opened recently with familiar and friendly faces in the office. Joan and Janie know our area and many of the patients, which is a huge asset to the clinic. Dr. Charles D'Annunzio brings 30 years of healthcare experience and is focused on the needs of a rural practice. The Woodsfield Clinic will be expanding to 5 days a week starting September 6th to meet community needs. We are here because you ask us to be. A division of Wheeling Hospital, finding solutions, serving with care.
Students are able to get a very good education, gain some valuable experiences, and they don't have to leave or go far away to do it.
Whatever I wanted to do, I could go down to Athens and everything would transfer down.
So not only is it close to home, it's a decent price. Small classrooms and a friendly atmosphere. It just makes for a great place to start or even go all the way with the whole degree.
Ohio University Eastern. It's a new day.
GAP Wireless is your hometown wireless agent. That's great news for you because now you don't have to drive 30 miles or more if you have a simple problem with your cell phone. Maybe your current plan just isn't right for you and the way you use your phone. Well, GAP Wireless is your one-stop shop for wireless. Stop in to customize your plan, pick up accessories, or check out the latest audio and video streaming camera phone with a radio. GAP Wireless is an Alltel authorized agent. You'll be pleasantly surprised at the clean and beautiful used furniture and appliances at Bob's, like this Hard Rock Maple dining room suite at only $5.99, or this 5-piece kitchen set. Like new and antique bed frames, new bedding, and bedroom suites. Plus recliners, tables, desks, dressers, and lots of other items with inventory constantly changing. Appliances are priced to sell. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, stoves, and this upright freezer at only $319. The price is right at Bob's Used Furniture and Appliances. Be a winner. Catch a great deal on a new or pre-owned car or truck at Milton Ford. Look at the selection in the lot or let them use their locator service to find exactly what you want. Milton's have served Monroe County with quality Ford parts and service for 4 generations. And there's still a Home Light dealer offering sales, service, and parts. So why not let Mike help you reach your goal when it comes to your next vehicle? Be a winner. Shop Milton Ford.
Good evening and welcome to our final Coach's Corner for the 2005 football season. Seminoles were able to reach the 500 mark this past Friday night with a 28-0 win over Tyler Consolidated. And after we look at some highlights of that game, we'll go back and recap the entire season. Well, Coach, Friday night, really another very solid effort on both sides of the ball from start to finish.
Well, Jeff, it was a great way to end the 2005 year. We started out and there were several bumps in the road and things didn't go real well in the first part of the season, but the second half of the season we kind of came on strong. We won 4 out of the last 6 ball games, and anytime you can end with a win, that's great. It's great for your seniors and it's great for the entire squad because it ends everything on a positive note.
Probably a key part of the game, I felt, and Dale and I talked during the broadcast, was the 2 turnovers that your defense was able to get in the first half, and they would convert those into 14 points.
Well, as we've talked many times throughout the course of this year on the show, that our defense has done an outstanding job week in and week out, and we did come up with a couple big turnovers, and we got on the board early, and that was, I think, a real key as far as getting a win.
And then probably the one play that put the game away, or, from a fan standpoint anyway, was the big kickoff return by special teams to start the third quarter.
Well, because our defense played so well, Jeff, that we started to defer if we won the toss, and that way we got the second half kickoff, but we wanted to try to get better field position for our offense, which was struggling throughout the course of the first part of the year, and so that's why we deferred and went on defense. And it does give you the football in the second half, and we came out strong, and Zach Ring got a great kickoff return, almost broke it all the way, and set us up for another touchdown, so that was a great way to start the second half.
And then, because of a win by Caldwell over Shenandoah that we talked about last week, that enabled the Seminoles to get a share of a four-way tie for first place in the PVC.
Well, the previous week against Frontier, we had done all we could do as far as the PVC was concerned, and ended with a win there, and our record stood at 4-2, but we knew that we needed a win by Caldwell over Shenandoah to enable the PVC to be thrown in a four-way deadlock tie for the championship, and that's exactly what happened. So that was another plus for our young men to finish strong, finish with a win in the final game, and also share a championship of the PVC.
And we mentioned this before also, there was a 5-5 record. All 5 losses that we suffered this year, all 5 of those teams are going to be playing in the postseason.
Yeah, when you look at our schedule was challenging as it is every year, and when you look at the teams that we lost, as you mentioned, 5 teams that are all going to be playing in postseason play. And I think if you look at their records, the worst record of any team is 7-3, a couple 8-2 teams. So I think combined total wins and losses of those 5 teams, something like 37-16. So a lot of good football teams. In fact, several of those teams are hosting in the first round. So that's even speaks higher of the schedule we play. And even though we did sustain 5 losses, they came to good football teams. And of course, everybody knows that we could have very easily turned a few of those games around. They could have been in the win column, and we very easily could have been 7-3 and 8-2. But as we told our kids, we face reality each week, and the final thing is 5-5, and that is not something that we are used to in terms of our standards. But when you can finish 500 when you start out slow, win 4 of your last 6 games, that's ending on a positive note.
Well, and of that record you mentioned of those teams, I think if you look even closer, 5 of those losses in that total you talked about would be when those teams played each other. So when they played outside, then that was even more impressive, I think, as far as how good those teams were in their records.
Right, and we talked also earlier about 3 of our losses came by 9 points. It just goes to show you what a fine line there was between maybe being 5-5 or 7-3 or an 8-2 record.
Well, but the Seminoles do finish the season at 5-5 with a nice run here at the end of the year. We have no guests tonight, so when we come back, we'll go straight into the highlights right after this.
McDonald's of Woodsfield is not just great food and lots of fun, it's a vital part of our community. Perla and Dell believe in supporting our kids. That's why McDonald's is proud to be the exclusive halftime sponsor for the Monroe Central Seminoles. And proud to offer 24-hour drive-thru service. McDonald's food whenever you're hungry.
This is the receiver of the Woodsfield Redskins, and I'm loving it.
Stop by and try McDonald's latest chicken premium sandwiches.
We're loving it.
So before or after the big game, celebrate at McDonald's.
Emergencies happen 24 hours a day. When seconds count and options matter, you need access to a facility close to home. An emergency room in a hospital with a direct link to Ohio State University medical specialists, doctors and nurses there for you 24 hours a day. The emergency services at Barnesville Hospital are ready when seconds count. What option will you choose? Urgent care with limited hours or 24-hour care from an accredited hospital? Barnesville Hospital Emergency Services.
If you're around others that smoke, you are at risk.
Sitting behind someone who is smoking in a stadium for 3 hours is the same thing as a non-smoker smoking 1 cigarette. Riding in a car with somebody who is smoking with the windows rolled up for 1 hour is the same as a non-smoker smoking 4 cigarettes.
And sitting in the non-smoking section of a restaurant is just like smoking 1.5 cigarettes.
Your choice leaves us no choice.
To learn how to protect yourself and others from secondhand smoke, call Monroe County Tobacco Use Prevention and Control at 472-1677. Would you like to break the tobacco habit? We can help. Call Tammy at the Monroe County Health Department, 472-1677, extension 204.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford. Celebrate 44 years with Doan Ford and experience the difference of having the largest Ford inventory in the area, state-of-the-art showroom, state-of-the-art collision center, award-winning service department, a staff that treats you like family, and the Ohio Valley's premier Ford dealership. Doan Ford has been here for 44 years and is ready to serve the community for 44 more. Find out why everyone is saying, I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Well, we start the highlights with the entrance by the Seminoles. Well, a traditional entrance of the seniors carrying out the lighted spears. Every senior had a lighted spear, and I would say they were lighted because they were really flaming. And so you'll see them play at them at the center of the field to 50-yard line to get things started. But with the opening kickoff, I would say Chris Lazier was pumped up. Chris Lazier had some good kicks throughout the course of the year, Jeff, but this night he had his best kicks. Here he booms one deep to get things started into the alley end zone. Cole Lewis makes a deflection in the secondary. Well, to stop a good passer, you have to have pressure, and you'll see here that our defensive line puts a lot of pressure here on the quarterback, and we get excellent coverage in the secondary. They're forcing him to throw the ball, and he barely got it away. Cole Lewis does a nice job in the secondary. Your defense gives you good field position. Well, here Tyler running out of the pro set formation. They'll try to run the option to this side, and they fumble the football. Here they come this way. They try to pitch the ball. The pitch man doesn't get the ball. And we had a couple guys going after it. So number 24, Troy Prickett, comes up with a big fumble recovery. Zach Ring helps get the team closer to the touchdown. Here we're running out of the wing right eye formation, and we'll run the sweep to the right with Zach Ring, and we get a couple nice blocks here. Tyler Knowlton does a nice job. Torrey Prickett does a nice job, and Zach breaks it to the outside, picks up nice yardage. The Hughes to Billman connection nearly gets a touchdown. Running out of the slot eye formation to the left here, and Nick Billman, the wide receiver, to the left. Dexter will hit him and just very nearly gets this one in the end zone for a touchdown. Nice pass, nice catch, turns to the inside and just barely gets close to goal. The game's first touchdown belongs to Torrey Prickett. Here we line up in a power I formation. We put Eddie McCall, number 72, as a power back in the backfield, and we hand the ball off to Torrey Prickett, and he stays inside and finds his way into the end zone. Kyle Singleton out of Torrey Prickett's hole gets you the PAT. Well, Kyle was perfect on the night. Last week he only missed one extra point against Frontier. This week he's 4 for 4, does an excellent job hitting the ball squarely, keeping his head down, following through. Good snap by Skylar Bondi, good place down by Torrey Prickett, and a great kick by Kyle Singleton. Tyler tries to set up a screen pass, but Nick Billman comes up and foils it. We knew going in that the screen pass was a big part of their offense. They had done that real effectively. Here they run motion to the right and try to screen back to the left, and Nick Billman does an excellent job here coming up and making the tackle. You read that all the way. Super defensive play. Here we'll see your defensive line put the pressure on and record a quarterback sack. Here again, pressure on the quarterback is a key to a team that throws the football, and here they run motion to the top of the screen. They try to throw the football, but we've got guys coming, and there's Chris Lazier, who does an excellent job on defense, along with Stephen Havey. We'll now see your defense get on the scoreboard. Tyler tries to throw the football again, running out of the pro formation, a pro I, and they'll try to throw the ball up top, and Jordan Wells, number 21, makes an excellent defensive play. Again, we have some pressure here on the backside. Jordan steps in front and takes it to the house. Excellent defensive play, and a big play for us to get us on the board. Let's take another look at the hot tail of Kyle Singleton. Number 2 coming up on the extra points. Again, a nice snap by Skylar Bondi. Freshman doing an excellent job. Good hold by Torrey Prickett and an excellent kick by Kyle Singleton. your defense not fooled by Tyler's attempt to run a draw play?
Well, they spread it out, and again, a team to try to offset defensive pressure tries to run screens and draws. We took care of the screen earlier, now who would take care of the draw? We got several black jerseys all around the football. Chris Lazier, Torrey Prickett, Mike English all did a great job.
Torrey Prickett sweeps the right side.
Having a lot of success with the pitch sweep here, and here we line up in the eye with a wing to the right, and we'll toss it to Torrey Prickett to the right. Get some nice blocks there behind Knowlton, Wiley, and takes the ball upfield. Nice gain there, dragging some tackles.
So for the third time this year, the second half kickoff provides some excitement.
Yeah, great way to get the second half started, and I see the ball fumbled a little bit there by Zach Ring, but picks it up, breaks to his left, picks up a couple of blocks, and then tiptoes down the sidelines and takes it all the way down, almost gets it in, but gets it down to about the 3 or 4 yard line.
Eddie McConnell will now get the ball to the end zone.
Eddie's second touchdown of the year. Here he lines up in the power I formation, and he'll carry it straight ahead on a dive, and he churns it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Kyle Singleton once again.
Number 3 here on the extra point. Here another excellent kick. Good snap, good hold, good kick.
I believe this blur is Torrey Prickett with a CBL.
Yeah, another nice defensive play here by Torrey. He's at the top of the screen, and he'll come up quick and make the tackle on the toss, quick toss to that side. Does an excellent job there.
Good pressure up front and a nice tackle by Matt Ishii.
Yeah, here again they try to throw the screen pass to offset the rush. We get good pressure by number 76, Stephen Havik on the outside, and Matt Ishii, number 53, reads this very well from his linebacker position, comes over and makes a tackle.
Another nice special teams play, gives you good field position.
Yeah, nice punt return here by Nick Billman, sets us up in great field position again. They'll punt the ball not real deep but high. He makes a nice catch, bobbles a little bit, and then picks it up, takes it down the sidelines, gets a nice block there from Jordan Wells, and that's the play that Jordan ended up getting hurt on.
Dexter Hughes teams up with Nick Billman to get you close to another score.
Here we run out of 4 wides in halftime. We made an adjustment out of this play to try to hit the slant man or the man on the post. And right here, Dexter steps up behind good blocking and drills the ball in. Nick makes an excellent catch, puts us down there close.
I'm not sure that this is the way you practice this play, but you like the result.
Well, we got 2 wide receivers to the right, and they'll slant in. We got Buck Wiley lined up to the right of Dexter in shotgun formation, who's supposed to slide out, but we get a bad snap, and Dexter alertly picks the ball up, has pressure there, but he finds Buck Wiley and catches a block from Tyler Knowlton right at about the 1 yard line and takes it in for a touchdown.
One final look at your PAT team.
Well, the last point of the 2005 season here, another well-executed extra point, nice kick through the uprights, and a 28-0 lead.
Stephen Havik with a pass deflection.
Coming off of 2 knockdowns last week, Stephen does another nice job here, coming in, putting pressure and getting his hands up and knocking down the pass, thus not giving the quarterback an opportunity to hit his receivers.
Tyler Knowlton will stop a Tyler consolidated drive.
Tyler having an excellent game on defense here. Comes from his defensive end position on the top of the screen. And number 82 makes a nice hit there on the quarterback. Again, they're trying to throw the football. Pressure is the difference right here. They had no way to get rid of it.
Tyler Knowlton will team with Marta Stevens on defensive play.
They got twins up to the top of the screen, and they try to throw the football, and the quarterback, they bring motion to this side, and the quarterback scrambles, and right there is Tyler Knowlton coming from the backside end, along with Marta Stevens, number 51. Great defensive play.
Torrey Prickett records another first down.
Running out of the wishbone formation, double tight, hand the ball off to Torrey Prickett off the left side here, and he does a nice job of picking up the first down right here for Seminoles.
Coach, here's a really nice move by you for Billy Brobson.
Well, Billy has been, a great young man for 4 years, and here we get him catching a varsity game with the Billy Bob Robson fan club chanting. Dexter will throw the ball out to the side and makes a nice catch right here and turns upfield. Nice play by Billy Bob.
Let's take a look at our final Citizens National Bank Play of the Week.
Play fake. Looking to pass. Again, lots of pressure.
Intercepted. Jordan Wells at about the 40-yard line. Jordan Wells going to take it to the house.
Wow.
60 yards. Jordan Wells. Touchdown.
2 mistakes, 2 touchdowns. That was a tremendous play. A lot of that caused by the pressure in the backfield.
The Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield, home-owned and independently operated since 1933. Your community bank. Our officers, directors, and staff are dedicated to customer and community service. We reinvest your deposit dollars locally. So remember, banking with us is not only good for you, but it's good for your community. Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield, member FDIC, equal housing lender. A good football team works together, helping each other to do their best. A good insurance agency works together too, showing you the best coverage for you and your family. FW Shoemaker Insurance Agency represents several companies, so you benefit from personally designed coverage for your home, autos, or business. Talk to one of their agents about all your insurance needs, including life insurance and annuities. As they continue to look out for your future, FW Shoemaker Agency is celebrating over 100 years of service. The Seminoles and FW Shoemaker Agency, 2 winning traditions. Dr. Jay Seidler and nurse practitioner Carol Shoemaker and the staff of Marietta Healthcare Physicians want to take this opportunity to thank all of their patients for your continued support over the past several years. Dr. Seidler and Carol are thrilled to come home and serve your healthcare needs. We're here for you Monday through Friday and accessible by phone at other times. So if you're already a patient, thank you. If not, call to make arrangements for transferring your medical records to Marietta Healthcare Physicians.
When we first opened our doors in 1929, Marietta Memorial Hospital marked the beginning of a commitment to healthcare in our community. From the start, the vision of compassionate care has been the standard for all that we do. Through the years, Marietta Memorial has been a leader in our community with advancements in both patient care and technology. As we celebrate our 75th anniversary, we continue that commitment, working to make a measurable difference in the health of the community where we live and work.
Why buy it and store it when you can just ask Woodsfield True Value for the tools and equipment you need for your next project? Rent that auger, log splitter, 40-foot extension ladder, or pressure washer just in time for fall chores. If you need earth-moving equipment, hand tools, party supplies, lawn and garden tools, or stuff for automotive kit, concrete work, plumbing, and so much more, help is just around the corner at Just Ask Rental, Woodsfield True Value.
Now let's take an opportunity to look at each game during the 2005 season. Coach, we opened up the year after going through a hot month of August and no rain. We get a little bit of rain as we go to Buckeye Trail. First time we've ever played that trail.
Well, speaking of the weather, Jeff, seemed like it was very, very dry throughout the course of the summer. We didn't get any rain. And then it seemed like during football season this year, there was either rain or a threat of rain every Friday night, although we did have a few good nights. But we went to Buckeye Trail. It did kind of drizzle a little bit, and we got out of there with the win. We didn't play real well that night. In fact, that game could have gone the other way. Not that Buckeye Trail deserved to win, and we didn't, but, because our defense played real well. In fact, I think had we not, turned the ball over deep in our own territory and gave them a touchdown and snapped the ball over the punter's head and gave them a safety, I don't think they probably scored. But they did, but we had an opportunity to score and score late on a big punt return by Nick Billman, and that lifted us to a win in game number 1 and got us off to a good start over a pretty good Buckeye Trail team. Even though they didn't do as well as they thought they would the remainder of the season, they're a fairly young team, but we came out of there with a win.
And next up was a game that most Seminole fans and probably you would like to forget, and that was the home opener against Shadyside.
Yes, that's for sure. You know, we talked earlier when prior to the Shadyside game, we have had their number. In fact, defeated them 14 out of the last 15 years, but this wasn't the year for us to win, and I think that was very evident by the way we started out. In fact, the old turnover bugaboo really cost us in the beginning of the year. I think we had 13 turnovers in the first 3 games, and it seemed like most of them came against Shadyside. And we fumbled the opening kickoff, gave them a touchdown. We fumbled the punt. We gave them good field position. They got us in poor field position. We punted them. They returned the punt for a touchdown. We're down 14-0 before we knew it hit us. They tacked one more on. They didn't do much at all in the second half. In fact, they had a little over 100 yards for total offense for the game, but they came out with the win because we turned the ball over and we didn't really do much offensively.
Week 3, we traveled to Hannibal to play the River Pilots, and some definite improvement was seen by the team there, but unfortunately we come up just short that night.
Finally got the offense going a little bit, Jeff. We put some yardage on both sides, running the football and also throwing the football, but we just couldn't hang on to it. We needed to hang on to it, and that was one of our tougher losses during the year against River, a good football team in the playoffs, as we mentioned earlier. But we had that game in our hands, in our grasp, and we turned the ball over, gave them an opportunity one more time, and they took advantage of it. They drove down in the final minutes of the game. We stopped them on the 1-yard line, and we held them for 3 plays. They kick a field goal with a little over a minute to go and defeat us 16-14, a field goal that was just barely good, but nonetheless good, and that was a very, very tough loss early in the year.
And then the next week, our 3rd consecutive game against a team that would go into the postseason play at Caldwell, and what may very well be the season's most disappointing game.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. Not to take anything away from Caldwell. They had a great year. They've been down the last several years, and this is one of their best years for a long time, and they will be hosting a playoff game. But we let that one get away from us, too. 2 weeks in a row. We should have won. We didn't, and we did as much as we wanted to do defensively. They hit one play on us, a pass play, of which we had the quarterback just about sacked. I don't think he saw the receiver. He threw the ball, and our corner slipped a little bit. They caught it, ran for a touchdown. We'd returned a kickoff for a touchdown, and we had the lead, but they scored, kicked the extra point, and that was the end of the scoring for the night, and they defeated us 7-6. A very tough loss, and I just felt that, our defense was sound, and they probably wouldn't have scored or weren't able to move the ball down the field. But again, after coming out of the offensive doldrums a little bit against River, we kind of went right back in, and we didn't do anything offensively, and that cost us. So we ended up losing 7-6.
Well, the next week we return home. It's homecoming. We finally find a team on our schedule that's also struggling a little bit and had a very successful night. Your defense posts their first shutout of the year.
Well, we had Fort Fry coming in after Caldwell, and Fort Fry, as you mentioned, they've been struggling a little bit, but you can't take anybody for granted, and we needed to win in the worst way, and our kids responded. We put some points on the board, and we again continued to play well defensively and giving them trouble all night long on the offensive side of the ball, and came out with a big win there, and that's one we very much needed at that time.
Well, after that win, then a trip to New Martinsville to play Magnolia, a very good Magnolia team, and the kids really battled right to the end, but just come up short.
Well, that's one game, Jeff, this year, and a loss that I don't think the score indicated the closeness of the game and how hard our kids played. Even though we lost 17-0, that was a real close game, and our kids battled all the way. They never gave up. Another goal line stand. Magnolia had the ball on our 1-yard line, 2-yard line, and we held them for 3 plays, and they kicked a field goal after having a 14-0 lead and won 17-0. Again, we started out, looked like we were going to do something offensively, but we kind of sputtered offensively again, and they had a good football team, and they had some weapons. They had a very versatile quarterback in Sims, and he could run and throw the ball, and had some excellent receivers, and they had a defense that came at you. So again, we struggled offensively and lost 17-0 there.
Then Seminoles back home to play the Shenandoah Zeps, and really a nice night all around there and a nice win over Shenandoah.
Well, Shenandoah came in, and we told our young men that they were a football team was a lot better than their record, because when you look at the strength of the schedule, talking about schedule, they played some excellent football teams, some teams that were real strong and doing a lot of winning throughout the course of the first half of the season. So Shenandoah came in, and that's always been a tough game, especially the last several years, and we did get a win over Shenandoah. Again, we didn't score a lot of points, but we did generate a couple touches, played tough defensively and kept them intact and kind of shut them down. They had very little passing the football, and they had a couple of decent runners that we held in check and came away with a big win.
And then next up, the road trip to Barnesville, a game where saw the Seminoles do everything that they needed to do except win.
Another tough loss, Jeff. In fact, maybe the toughest loss of the year because it was so much within our grasp and our kids played so hard. And I think our kids, even though it was the end of the season, really came of age at that point in time. And the fact that not too many people would have given you anything for us going over there and winning. In fact, probably not even keeping it close. And we were faced put against our defense to a big test against the #1 rusher in the Ohio Valley, Buddy Hines, and he was averaging 205 yards per game, and our defense shut him down to like 60-some yards, and they didn't get in the end zone on offense, which is something, if you had told me that before the game, I'd have probably been very surprised that would have happened, but it did, thanks to a great defense, and I think they penetrated maybe to our 29-yard line. That was about it. Offensively, we struggled. We had the ball down there. We moved the ball. In fact, that was probably, at that point, other than maybe River game, about the best we moved the ball offensively, running-wise and passing-wise. But when we got it down the red zone, we just couldn't punch it in the end zone. Had the ball on the 1-yard line at one point, fumbled in the end zone, didn't get it in, and thus they intercepted a pass early and scored, and that 6-0 score held up. So that was a real tough loss for us against rival Barnesville.
Well, then the opportunity to play the first of your last two games at home, and the offense able to put a season-high 41 points on the board against the Frontier Cougars.
Now, we got untracked offensively, put a lot of points on the board. Naturally, the Frontier was a team that was struggling somewhat, both on offense and defense, but they played some teams tough. Seen about every team they played, they kind of gave fits at the beginning of the game. In fact, the week before that, they gave Shadyside a tough go, especially the first half. That game was tied up, but our kids got untracked offensively, and we played sound and kept the pressure on them defensively all the time and came out with a big win.
And then the season finale, which we have talked about, just a nice all-around effort and a shutout win against Tyler Consolidated.
Tyler coming in was a good football team, even though their record at 3-5 wasn't real great. It wasn't what they expected it to be, but they were a pretty good football team, and the fact that they played some teams real tough, good football teams, lost an earlier game very close to a team who just broke the state record in West Virginia for straight wins, Williamstown. They played them 25-24, and then they played Magnolia real tough and had Magnolia on the ropes, especially the first half. And they had an outstanding quarterback, had some big numbers, threw for over 1,300 yards, and had 14 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. And so I thought our kids responded real well in this last game against Tyler for a season-ending big victory.
Well, and all that computes into a 5-5 season and a co-championship of the PVC. When we come back, we'll have a few closing remarks right after this.
We've moved. Ohio Valley Community Credit Union, formerly located on 2nd Street in Marietta, is now located at 450 F Pike Street in the Lafayette Center. So stop by our Lafayette Center location to find out how you can become a member of the credit union. Membership now available to everyone in Washington County.
Hi, I'm Bill Respect. 3/4 of a century ago, Grandma Respect made a commitment to give customers the best quality available at the best possible price. I'm happy to continue that commitment as I introduce you to Respect's new store brand, Our Family. It's as good as the national brands at a price that's even better. Well, I feel so good about Our Family brand. If you're not satisfied, we'll give you double your money back. Isn't it time your family had dinner with Our Family?
Monroe Family Health Center is and always has been a part of your community.
For almost 30 years, Monroe Family Health Center has been providing excellence in comprehensive health care in Monroe County. We invite you to visit us and take advantage of our lab, x-ray, immunization, medication assistance, and other services available in Woodsfield. All insurances, including Medicaid, are accepted with a sliding fee scale based on income and family size.
4 doctors and a nurse practitioner are ready to serve you and your family.
For over 100 years, Bauer Turner Furniture has been serving our community with quality furniture and bedding. After a big day, kick back and relax in a dual recliner sofa, or choose from living room suites featuring couches with comfy armchairs or matching recliners. Then pick the perfect coffee table and tables and lamp to suit your personality. Of course, they stock bedroom furniture to please the country, traditional, or contemporary decorator. Kitchen tables and chairs, hutches, entertainment centers, and more can be delivered to your home this week. So stop by Bauer Turner Furniture today. You'll be pleasantly surprised at the clean and beautiful used furniture and appliances at Bob's, like this Hard Rock Maple dining room suite at only $5.99, or this 5-piece kitchen set. Like new and antique bed frames, new bedding, and bedroom suites. Plus recliners, tables, desks, dressers, and lots of other items with inventory constantly changing. Appliances are priced to sell. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, stoves, and this upright freezer at only $319. The price is right at Bob's Used Furniture and Appliances. Since 1887, folks have trusted Woodsfield Savings Bank with their financial needs. So when you need someone to lead you with your financial decisions, come to the friendly folks at Woodsfield Savings Bank where customers count. Because of your busy schedule, we offer a drive-through and night deposit box, as well as convenient parking, direct deposit, and automatic payments. The folks at Woodsfield Savings Bank truly believe that making an investment in our kids brings the biggest return to our community.
Welcome back. Well, no ticket information tonight, so we'll go right to the sideliner board winners for Game 10. They would be Joe Hoff, first quarter, halftime to Rick Sherman, third quarter and final to Mike Joyce. And Joe, if you need to, you can pick up your check there for that at Traditions Restaurant. Coach, one thing I also wanted to mention there, that during the sideliner board this year, 24 different people experienced at least one win on the board this year. Any sideline activities, Coach, that you want to mention?
Well, I just want to remind everybody that we're trying to wrap up the 200 club membership, and we're getting closer to that magic 200 number. And again, if you were in before and you haven't paid your dues yet, we'd appreciate if you get that taken care of. Also, on November the 17th, we're going to draw for a new color TV. You can take the color TV, or you can take the equivalent of the money if you don't need a TV. So either way, you'll win. But if you're getting in, you might as well get your 200 club membership in and have an opportunity to win that. And again, anyone that's not in that would like to get in, just give me a call if you're wondering how you might get in. It's very simple. It costs $50. That puts you in for the year. You get the benefit of this year's party and next year's party, and you're allowed to bring a guest to those parties, and you have an opportunity each year that you're in to have 104 chances to win, because we draw two $25 winners every week throughout the course of the year. So we'd appreciate anybody getting into that. That does help our football program tremendously, so we'd like to try to wrap that up as soon as possible. And even though the football season has ended, we'd just like to urge everyone out there who has been a loyal follower of the Seminole program over the years to support these young men in their school activities, and also through the winter sports and the spring sports also. And as many of these young men are involved in at least one other, if not two other sports. Along with, it'll be interesting to check the newspaper here, we'll probably have a few players that will be on the honor roll here at the end of the first grading period. I'd like to take this time to say thank you, especially to Dale and to Joe, one for asking me to step in this year and be the host of Coach's Corner, and also for allowing me to work with the radio a few times during the year also. I know it was tough for them to get somebody maybe to cover the games there, and I do appreciate that. I also want to thank you, Coach, for your cooperation, and then during the show, it enabled me to see some things from a different light here too. I was able to look at the film there, able to see what worked and what didn't work, and a lot of times why it was that way. Also, thanks to the players
that were with us throughout the year for doing a great job here. And sometimes, to answer questions that I may have given them were not such great questions, but they did a great job. And also to you, the fans, for faithfully watching every Thursday night and Saturday morning, and the comments that you made to me, mostly positive. I do appreciate that. Well, Coach, we've covered everything. You've got a few other things to add.
Well, you've had a lot of thank yous there, Jeff, and they're all well-deserved. And I'd like to thank you for taking your time to host the show, and also wish you, Coach Taylor, and the basketball team the best of luck this year, and also the wrestling team best of luck. I tell our guys, we're basically still a small school, and when you're in a small school, the athletes must participate, and I think they need to be involved. If we're going to be successful at Monroe Central High School, the athletes have to be involved, so we encourage them to get involved in the various sports. So we wish the best of luck to those guys. We had our seniors on last week, and I was real happy that those guys were able to go out on a winning note. They've been a good group of young men, and wish them the best of luck. We'd like to also, I'd like to personally thank our football moms and our sideliners. They're two of our biggest supporters in terms of supporting things as far as the football program is concerned. They do an outstanding job each and every year, not just this year, but each and every year. A lot of things happen behind the scenes, and those things wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the football moms and the sideliners, and everything they do is for the young men to participate in our program. So a big thank you goes out to those people. I want to thank TV6, Dale and Joe, for their cooperation and work throughout the course of the year. The fans, I think, we were down a little bit this year. I think our crowds were down a little bit this year, but I want to thank those people that just still stuck with us and support us throughout the course of the year, because that means a lot, not only to the coaching staff, but it means an awful lot to the young men that play, and everyone throughout the community. We have a community that's always supported football, and that's important because we do a lot of things throughout the course of the year as far as fundraisers, and I know the businesses get hit, the people get hit quite a bit, and some tough times going on in the communities in our county as a result of the situations here, and but we do appreciate the support of everybody and everything that they do. So and I'd be remiss if I didn't, thank our coaching staff. I try to get those guys to come on, but they're kind of bashful and backward, and they don't like to come on the show. But I'd like to thank our coaching staff because they do an outstanding job with our young men. And as I told them after the game Friday night, it doesn't happen with one person. It takes a team effort on the part of the coaches, just like it takes a team effort on the part of the young men. And I want to thank those guys for a great job that they have done throughout the course of the year. Coach Sherman, our defensive coordinator, I think the defense speaks for itself, and the fact that Coach Sherman put together a tremendous game plan each and every week defensively, and our young men carried that out, and that's why we were so successful defensively, and he deserves a lot of credit. Coach Singleton's works with our offense and defensive line, and does a great job with those guys year in and year out. And this year we were bigger than we've ever been, and but he does a great job with those guys, and we appreciate his efforts. Coach Shoemaker came back with us this year. He also worked with the offense and defensive line. He had a year off last year, but we're glad he came back and worked with us. Coach Triffenoff did a great job with the special teams, and also with our backs, and also with our reserve team. And speaking of reserve team, we mentioned that earlier. Our reserve team did a tremendous job and had a great year, and he lost one game this year. Coach Triffenoff and Coach Singleton did an excellent job with those young men and gave them an opportunity to have a lot of experience. But Coach Triffenoff, I think when you look at special teams this year, we had more big plays on special teams this year than any year I can remember. I mean, punt return, kickoff returns, a couple of them for touchdowns, one this past Friday night that set up a touchdown, and so we had a lot of big things happen on special teams. So, and Coach Briggs, the situation that he's faced with, I know a lot of times he didn't feel real good, but he was here throughout the course of the year, and I really am thankful that he was here and wish him the best. And so just everybody pulling together is what it takes in a team effort to be successful and to have a good year. And I feel that, even though, like say, by our standards, it wasn't wins and losses what we've been used to, but the way things ended up, I think it was a very, very successful year. And a big thank you goes out to everybody. And I know probably forgot somebody, but I think the players, most of all, they're the ones that put forth the sacrifices day in and day out to make it happen. Not only the players, but the managers and everybody. So a big thank you goes out to everybody that made the Seminoles what they were in 2005.
I also, those of us with the basketball program do appreciate, you being at quite a few basketball games, and anybody wants to come out to a game, I'm sure you can find a room for them right down on the front row at center court with you.
We always hassle the officials a little bit.
And sometimes they need a little hassling. But let's say thank you once again to everyone for watching. We've covered quite a bit here tonight. I want to say especially thank you to the fans for tuning in every week. And at this time, we would like to take one final look at the 2005 Seminoles as we go out tonight. Thank you and good night.
Introducing the 2005 Monroe Central Seminole football team. Coaching staff, band, and cheerleaders. Seminole seniors. Number 85, Chris Leisure, offensive end, defensive tackle, 6 feet, 240 pounds. Dustin Hogue, number 10, wide receiver, safety, 6 feet, 170 pounds. Number 72, Eddie McCollum, offensive and defensive tackle, 6 feet, 315 pounds. Number 76, Stephen Habig, offensive tackle, defensive end, 6'5", 237 pounds. Number 13, Dexter Hughes, quarterback, safety, 6 feet, 5 inches, 190 pounds. Number 32, Nick Billman, wide receiver, corner, 5'10", 155 pounds. Number 82, Tyler Knowlton, offensive and defensive end, 6'2", 180 pounds. Number 45, Buck Wiley, running back, linebacker, 5'8", 165 pounds. Number 71, Brandon Ring, center, tackle, 6'2", 225 pounds. Number 80, Billy Robson, wide receiver, end, 5'11", 160 pounds. And number 77, Mike English, guard, tackle, 6'2", 231 pounds. Seminole Juniors, number 53, Matt Ishii, guard, middle guard, 5'9", 200 pounds. Number 64, Kyle Singleton, offensive and defensive tackle, 5'9", 280 pounds. Number 7, Cole Lewis, quarterback, strong safety, 5'11", 160 pounds. Number 51, Martin Stevens, guard, middle guard, 5'11", 180 pounds. Number 21, Jordan Wells, wide receiver, corner, 5'7", 135 pounds. Number 24, Torrey Prickett, running back, corner, 5'11", 145 pounds. Number 74, Dustin Kirkland, offensive and defensive tackle, 5'8", 262 pounds. And manager, Ian Brown. Seminole sophomores, number 44, Kyle Rader, running back, linebacker, 6'1", 192 pounds. Number 46, John Shoemaker, running back, corner, 5'8", 115 pounds. Number 73, Joe Carter, offensive and defensive tackle, 5'10", 238 pounds. Number 63, Aaron Windland, offensive and defensive guard, 5'11", 195 pounds. Number 30, Zach Ring, running back, corner, 5'7", 145 pounds. Number 68, Zach Burke, guard, linebacker, 5'10", 170 pounds. And manager, Jordan Smith. Seminole freshman. Number 11, Mike Russell, running back, corner, 5'10", 145 pounds. Number 81, Kyle Joris, offensive and defensive end, 5'11", 145 pounds. Number 34, Mikey Habig, running back, linebacker, 6'2", 180 pounds. Number 79, Tim Kenny, offensive and defensive tackle, 6 feet, 220 pounds. Number 40, Philip Childress, running back, safety, 5'5", 130 pounds. Number 25, Jesse O'Neill, running back, corner, 5'4", 115 pounds. Number 66, Rusty Davis, guard, end, 5'11", 170 pounds. Number 50, Skylar Bondi, long snapper, tackle, 6 feet, 190 pounds. Number 78, Cameron Tischer, offensive and defensive tackle, 6'2", 250 pounds. And number 62, Andrew Shoemaker, guard, middle guard, 5'8", 170 pounds. Coaching staff for the 2005 Monroe Central Seminoles, Coach Greg Shoemaker, Coach Ed Trippanoff, Coach Pat Singleton, Coach David Sherman, and not pictured Coach Chuck Briggs and Coach Bill Fox, and Seminole head coach Jay Circosta. And the Monroe Central Marching Band under the direction of Amy McCann. Cheering on the Seminoles this season, Carly Shoemaker, Heather Wright, Jennifer Masters, Zan Turner, Heather Miller, Jessica Shreve, Leah Gordon, Laura Stippert, Samantha Matthews, and Tanisha Alleman. Cheerleading advisors Kelly McIntyre and Susan Bondi.
P-J-L! That signal! That's it! Team are proud! This year our team is title bound! Our pride runs deep! It won't be denied! The Seminole spirit, you just can't hide! We're up for the challenge, no matter what you bring! We are the Noles! Football's just our thing!